Welcome friends, in this video let's discuss about protected areas in India. These include wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, conservation reserves and community reserves. 4.88% of the country's geographical area are classified as protected areas in India, and these protected areas are divided into national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, conservation reserves and community reserves. We have 103 national parks, accounts for 1.23% of the geographical area of the country, and 530 wildlife sanctuaries. This accounts for major portion of the protected areas, that is 3.48% of the country's protected area, and we have 65 conservation reserves and 4 community reserves, and totally 4.88% of the countries are classified as protected area for the conservation of wildlife. Now let's look at the wildlife sanctuary and national park in detail. State government has the authority to declare an area as wildlife sanctuary or the national park under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay, state government has the authority to declare an area as wildlife sanctuary or national park through a notification if it feels that that area has distinct ecological, geomorphological and natural significance, and it accounts for the huge diversity of flora and fauna within that area. Then state government may declare an area as wildlife sanctuary, and central government may declare an area as wildlife sanctuary or national park under certain circumstances. So both state and central government can declare an area as wildlife sanctuary. Now let's look at the difference between the wildlife sanctuary and national park. Here, that on the parameter of degree of protection accorded, the national park has the greater protection when compared to the wildlife sanctuary. So national park has accorded the greater protection under the Wildlife Protection Act. Okay, and various interference into the protected area, including grazing, subsistence farming, tillage, and collection of minor forest produce by the tribal and other forest dwellers, are regulated, not entirely prohibited in the wildlife sanctuary, but it is prohibited in most of the cases in the national parks. And the power to declare an area as national park or wildlife sanctuary rests with both center and the state government, majorly with the state government in both the cases. And for a particular species of animal or plant, the area can be declared as the wildlife sanctuary for conservation of particular species. But this is not the case in the case of national parks. Okay, national park is for entire ecosystem, forest ecosystem, not for a particular species. So these are the major differences between the wildlife sanctuary and national parks. And the boundaries are mentioned in the notification of the state government itself. Okay, before designating an area. Okay, and if the territorial water is also included, that is the coastal area, okay, territorial water is also included, then the state government must consult with the chief naval hydrographer of the central government to safeguard the interests of the local fishermen, their fishing rights. Okay, after safeguarding their interest, the state government may go ahead with declaring the area as national park or wildlife sanctuary. And after declaring a wildlife sanctuary or national park, no alteration of boundary shall be made without taking permission from the without the recommendation of the National Board for Wildlife. Okay, so for altering the boundary of wildlife sanctuary or national park, the recommendation of the National Board for Wildlife is must. Okay, and the entry into the protected area, that is the wildlife sanctuary and national park, is regulated, and no person other than public servant on duty, okay, a person permitted by chief wildlife warden or the equivalent authority, are allowed within the protected area. And on certain occasions, for certain reasons, the grants of permit may be provided for the person. This include the chief wildlife warden or the equivalent authority may provide permission to persons for undertaking various operations. These include investigation or study of wildlife, for photography, scientific research of the forest ecosystem as well as the flora and fauna, tourism, transaction of lawful business with any person residing in the wildlife sanctuary, for example tribals or forest dwellers. So these are the occasions where the permission may be provided to the person within the protected areas. Now let's look at the wildlife sanctuary. We have 530 existing wildlife sanctuaries in India. This accounts for 3.58% of the geographical area of the country. And Andaman Nicobar accounts for the highest number of wildlife sanctuaries. That is 96 wildlife sanctuaries are there in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Among the states, the Maharashtra has the highest wildlife sanctuary. This has 40 wildlife sanctuary. Please refer I'm not going to include details of this wildlife sanctuary, individual wildlife sanctuary. And among the national park, we have 103 national parks. This accounts for 1.23% of the geographical area of the country. Now let's look at the national park in detail individually. And in the Andaman Nicobar Islands, we have Campbell Bay. We have 9 national parks in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. This include Campbell Bay National Park, Galathea National Park, Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park. This is not in Gujarat, okay? Please remember, this is in Andaman Nicobar Islands. And Middle Button Island National Park, Mountain Harriet National Park, North Button Island, Rani Jhansi Marine National Park, not in UP, it is in Andaman Nicobar, okay? Saddle Peak National Park, South Button Island National Park. These are the national parks in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. In Andhra Pradesh, we have Papikonda, Rajiv Gandhi, Sri Venkateshwar National Park. We have 3. In Arunachal Pradesh, we have Moling National Park and Namdapha National Park. In Assam, we have Dubri Saikhowa, Kaziranga, Manas, Nameri, and Rajiv Gandhi Orang National Park. Okay, there are 5. And in Bihar, we have Valmiki National Park. This is also a tiger reserve. And in Chhattisgarh, we have Guru Ghasidas Sanjay National Park, Indravati National Park, Kangar Valley National Park. In Goa, we have Mollem National Park. In Gujarat, we have Vansad, Blackbuck National Park, Gir National Park, and Marine Gulf of Kutch National Park. In Haryana, we have Kalesar, Sultanpur National Park. In Himachal Pradesh, we have Great Himalayan National Park, Indrakila, Khir Ganga, Pin Valley, Simbalbar National Park. And in Jammu and Kashmir, we have City Forest National Park, that is Salim Ali National Park, and Dachigam National Park, Hemis National Park, Kistwar National Park. In Jharkhand, we have Betla. In Karnataka, we have Anshi, Bandipur, Bannerghatta, Kudremukh, Nagarola National Park. Okay. In Kerala, we have Annaimudi, Shola National Park. Shola forests are found here. And Eravikulam National Park, Mathiketan, Shola National Park, Pambadum, Shola, Periyar, Silent Valley National Park. Silent Valley is in Kerala. Okay. And in Madhya Pradesh, we have Bandhavagar National Park, Fazil National Park, Indira Priyadarshini Pench, Kanha, Madhav, Panna, Sanjay, Satpura, and Vanvihar National Park. In Maharashtra, we have Chandoli, Gugamal, Navegao, Pench, Sanjay Gandhi, Tadoba. Okay. In Manipur, we have Kabul, Lamjao. In Meghalaya, we have Balpakaram and Nokrek Ridge National Park. In Mizoram, we have Murlen and Paungul Blue Mountain National Park. In Nagaland, we have Intanki National Park. In Odisha, we have Baitarnika and Simlipal. In Rajasthan, we have 5 national parks. There is Mukandara Hills, Desert National Park, Kiyaliya National Park, Bharatpur, Ranthambore, and Sadiksha National Park. In Tamil Nadu, we have Gundi, Gulf of Mannar. This is also Biosphere Reserve. Okay. Indira Gandhi Annamalai National Park, Madhumalai. This is also Tiger Reserve, and Mukurthi National Park. In Telangana, newly formed state, that is Kasu Brahmananda Reddy National Park, Mahavir Harina Vanasthali National Park, Murugavani National Park. Okay. In Tripura, we have Clouded Leopard National Park, Bison Rajbari National Park. Okay. In Uttar Pradesh, we have Dudhwa National Park. This is also a tiger reserve. And in Uttarakhand, we have Jim Corbett, also tiger reserve. Gangetri National Park, Govind National Park, Nanda Devi, Rajaji. This is also tiger reserve National Park. Silent Valley of Flower National Park. Okay. In West Bengal, we have Baksa, Gorumara, Jaldapara, Niora, Singrauli, and Sundarban National Park. These are all the national parks. Okay. Now let's look at the conservation reserves. These are all the protected areas of the country. These are typically acting as the buffer zone. Okay. These are typically acting as buffer zone or the migrating corridors between the established national parks, wildlife sanctuary, and reserves and protected forest. For instance, take this one. This is a wildlife sanctuary, and this is the tiger reserve. So this area can be declared as the conservation reserve. So this is a buffer area between these two protected areas. So the elephants, certain animals like elephants, has the habit of migration from one forest area to other forest area. So this corridor is called elephant corridor. This is the migration corridor, and this area must be protected in order to provide the wholesome forest life for the animal species. Otherwise, there may be interference in their life cycle. For example, if you set up a highway in this corridor, there may be interference in the migration route of the animal species. Okay, so that this area must be protected. So this is the conservation reserve. This acts as a buffer zone between the protected areas like national park, wildlife sanctuary. Okay, here the ownership is entirely of the government. Okay, there is no private ownership land in the conservation reserves. It was first introduced in the Wildlife Protection Amendment Act of 2002, and there are 65 conservation reserves in the country, and Jammu and Kashmir has the highest conservation reserve. We have 634, more than half of the conservation reserves is in Jammu and Kashmir. And here the community reserves are similar to conservation reserves, but here some of the area within the community reserve are held by the private individuals, okay, the private persons along with the government. So they are called community reserves. There are only 4 community reserves in India, 2 in Punjab, one in Kerala, and 1 in Karnataka. In Karnataka we have Kokkarane Belluru community reserve. In Kerala we have Kadalundi. In Punjab we have Keshodpur, Chamb, and Lalwan. So these are all the community reserves. So thanks for watching this protected area video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And this is my Facebook page. Link is provided in the description box below. Please like that page for more updates and for better connectivity. And please subscribe through your email. And link is also provided below in the description box so that I can interact directly with the subscribers and also provide notifications for the future videos. Please do that. Thanks for watching.